Hoffman, and I've been a clinical trainer with Phonak since 2015. I've seen many products launch during my time here, but our legacy obviously goes well beyond that. We are celebrating 75 years of Phonak. That's over 7 decades of bringing technologies to the market that make meaningful impacts for those with hearing loss. If we looked strictly at RIC development, we have almost 20 years of industry leading products. And I'm sure for many of you, you see some familiar products on this screen. So how have we earned this reputation of developing intelligent technology that improves speech understanding? Phonak has consistently innovated and introduced landmark technology that provides proven benefit, such as increased speech understanding for hearing aid wearers in noise and over distance, thanks to Roger technology, reduced listening effort in noise, thanks to speech enhancer and dynamic noise cancellation, improved speech understanding in noise by up to 10% thanks to Activent Receiver, and now Lumity. We introduce our Phonak Smart Speech technology. The Lumity portfolio includes the Audeo LR, the Audeo LRT, and our waterproof Audeo LRL. As hearing performance features have advanced, providing all of this hearing performance really does require more and more voltage. So for this reason, Lumity starts as a fully rechargeable offering. Our goal is to provide a product that does not sacrifice hearing performance for any reason. And of course, we'll see where Lumity takes us down the road. The new redesigned, easy to use charger Audeo LR and RT is pretty appropriately named the Charger Ease. It employs a magnetic retention, so there's no more clicking in and rocking the hearing aids out. And the Life product uses the same inductive charger case Go with the built-in battery life for 3 on-the-go charges. So what makes Lumity so special? Lumity brings Phonak Smart Speech technology, made for all connectivity, health data tracking, and instant personalization to support your patients. When surveyed, end users ranked speech understanding as their top 6 concerns. While understanding speech and noise is often the difficulty that is most focused on, it is important that all conversation is prioritized. And with Lumity, they shine. AutoSense OS is fifth iteration, meaning it evolves with each platform that we've introduced. Remember, AutoSense is our automatic program or the brain of the hearing aid. It scans the environment 700 times per second to really blend programs into 200 unique combinations that balance features focused on speech understanding and comfort. With Lumity, AutoSense OS 5.0 has new parameters for program activation, new features, and the extension of existing features. We are also excited to highlight smart speech technology, allowing patients to experience the evolution of speech understanding. Smart speech technology is a collection of features that are seamlessly and adaptively activated with the goal of improved speech and reduced listening effort in many listening environments. This will include legacy features as well as some new features that are exclusive to Lumity. First, we have dynamic noise cancellation. This was first introduced with Paradise, and it is our spatial noise canceller that is truly working hand in hand with the directional beamformers for improved speech understanding, an improved signal to noise ratio, and reduced listening effort. Now, while this was considered a premium feature with Paradise, we are excited to have it available in both 70s and 90s in Lumity. A key element with dynamic noise cancellation is that it can be customized by patients as needed within the app. This will allow for the wearer to determine their unique listening needs based upon the environment that they are in to adjust accordingly. With Paradise, dynamic noise cancellation was adjusted in that dual purpose speech focus slider. With Lumity, we've actually separated out the features for increased control. So dynamic noise cancellation can be strengthened using the noise reduction slider. Speech enhancer was also introduced with Paradise, and it is still considered a premium feature that will improve the understanding and audibility of very soft speech and quiet. Speech enhancer will ensure that the whispers, the grandkids, and the soft spoken gossip can all be heard. Also introduced with Paradise was motion sensor hearing, which is going to change the way the hearing aid responds in certain noisy environments. Our listening needs will differ when we are stationary in noise versus when we're walking. So, sensor hearing will automatically steer the beamformer when walking in noise. It will widen to give full access of that soundscape, and it will provide environmental awareness, reduce listening effort, and really enrich the listening experience when in motion, all automatically. Now, ultrazoom is nothing new. It's merely the name that we give our beamforming technology in the speech and noise program. Access to directional microphones are vital to improving the signal to noise ratio. And we'll talk a bit about that more in a few minutes. Now, obviously, Roger is not a feature, but it's an accessory with the ability to provide significant impact when it comes to understanding speech in challenging environments. As you see here, a recent study showed that a 61% improvement in speech under was measured in experienced hearing aid users as compared to their hearing aids alone. And with performance like that, it is no surprise that 90% of Roger users would recommend it to their friends and family. Combining Roger with Phonak Lumity enhances your patient's experience in the most challenging listening situations. ActiveVent is a unique offering with Phonak and designed for those who would prefer an open fit but are looking for additional performance in noise and improved streaming. Personally, I consider ActiveVent an accessory as well because its benefits could be described very similarly to that of Roger. It was designed to enhance performance in certain environments. Now, this receiver intelligently combines the hearing performance of a closed fit with the comfort of an open fit by shifting between an enclosed position within the same receiver. AutoSense controls how this is applied, meaning your patients get the best performance automatically. With Lumity, we introduce two new features. There's Stereo Zoom 2.0 and Speech Sensor. Lumity leverages AutoSense OS 5.0 to improve the activation of Stereo Zoom 2.0, or the new and improved speech and loud noise. Stereo Zoom 2.0 is smoother, smarter, and stronger. In previous generations, the activation of Stereo Zoom was much more abrupt. A smoother activation means that it is less noticeable by the listener. Additionally, the smooth activation is also dependent upon the level of noise, so that the beam actually narrows as the noise rises. Lastly, there is now the ability to strengthen this feature as needed based on one's unique listening needs in certain environments, like maybe being out to dinner with a loved one. Technical measures on StereoZoom 2.0 shows that the new implementation provides a 3 dB better signal to noise ratio when speech is coming from the front in challenging environments. And when sent to the maximum strength, there is an additional 2.5 dB better signal to noise ratio. The overall benefit is that StereoZoom 2.0 provides a balance of more environmental awareness thanks to the smooth activation from ultrazoom into stereozoom 2.0, and more speech focus with the ability to increase the strength of stereozoom 2.0. But remember, loud noise, the program that employs stereozoom 2.0, is part of AutoSense in the 90s, and it's available as a manual program in the 70s. Studies show that approximately 80% of conversations happen from the front, which is going to make stereozoom 2.0 ideal for the majority of loud noise situations. But what about those 20% of the times when speech is not coming from the front? The all-new speech sensor is going to take care of that for us. Speech sensor is our spatial speech detection algorithm that is exclusively part of AutoSense OS 5.0 in your 90 level technology. It will constantly monitor the environment for noise levels and speech. That's your AutoSense working. And with binaural voice stream technology, we information between the ears to create a 360-degree picture of the sound environment. This is going to result in the accurate detection of the direction of the primary speech while they're in a challenging environment. So imagine you're at a sporting event. You don't want to miss any of the action, so your eyes are glued on the field. But your chatty companion off to the side may have a different idea and they want to talk the entire time. With Speech Sensor, you can watch the game while continuing the conversation without having to turn your head. Now here, technical measures show that transitioning into a fixed directional pattern when speech is coming from the side is going to improve the signal to noise ratio by 3.4 dB. And if the primary speech signal is coming from behind, Stereo Zoom 2.0 would transition to real ear sound, getting a measured 2.5 dB better signal to noise ratio. And we know that from an independent scientific publication that having more access to sound not only provides clarity, but also reduces listening effort. The improved signal to noise ratio provides an increase in speech understanding by 17% when speech is coming from the sides and 14% when speech is coming from behind. And remember, this is unique to 90 level Lumity wearers when they are in AutoSense. So this is a great way to encourage your patients to leave their devices in AutoSense and not mess with any custom programs. Now, there are a few other changes that you may notice in Target when fitting Lumity. The first is that wind block is now available in all levels of technology. This adaptive algorithm will automatically suppress wind noise and allow patients to enjoy the outdoors comfortably. The default for this feature is going to be the same for all levels of technology, but there is the ability to strengthen it even further with the maximum attenuation of wind noise being about 23 dB. And this is a big one. So after setting up your patient's sound quality preferences, you then configure the patient's onboard manual controls, like that volume control. Now, Phonak hearing aids have had quick sync for a long time now, and this was allowing for a synchronized ear-to-ear change so that when they maybe brought the volume up on the right side, it would do it on the left as well. And this benefits many patients as that they only have to make one change for things to happen on the other side. But patients benefit from that synchronization. Maybe they have a fluctuating hearing loss, or they have an asymmetry, or maybe even tinnitus. These individuals may require further flexibility with monaural adjustments to maintain audibility and comfort. We have been getting this feedback for quite a few years. I know I was asking for it. We listened to the feedback. we brought back the ability to disable quick sync for volume and tinnitus balance. You would do this in your device options tab by simply unchecking the box that says left right sync, and this will disable your quick sync. Now, we really knocked it out of the park with connectivity in our Paradise platform. So we've carried over all the made for all connectivity that you've come to rely on into Lumity. So made for all means that you can be confident that regardless of their phone, iPhone, Android, even flip phone, Lumity will work. And of course, our compatibility spans far beyond cell phones. 8 Bluetooth pairings means that your patients can connect to their devices once. The hearing aids are going to remember the pairings going forward, making streaming easy. And with 2 active connections means streaming is going to be seamless. They can watch a movie on one device and then answer a phone call from another so easily. We have made an improvement in our phone call streaming program, and this is basically to widen the frequency bandwidth for the outgoing voice signal. And the goal here was to improve the sound quality for the far end listener. We had gotten feedback that sometimes the person on the other end of the phone had some difficulty hearing the hearing aid wearer. So by widening this bandwidth, we have provided an improvement to that quality so that true hands-free calling has never sounded better. Now, lastly, we come to opportunities for your patients to personalize their experience. The MyPhonak app was somewhat recently redesigned. It's been quite a few months now. And the whole goal was ease of use and ease of navigation. On the home page, patients can very easily adjust for volume and programs. And based on feedback from providers like you and end users, we've already simplified the home screen for a cleaner and easier to use look. When I think about Lumity, I think about automation and adjustability. If your patients want automatic, they can put their hearing aids on in the morning and forget about them, which is amazing. We know that AutoSense OS 5.0 will automatically orchestrate the right mix of programs, settings, features for wherever life takes them. But if having some additional control is going to give your patient peace of mind, they can find that in the app. Within the app, patients can personalize their listening experience, as you can see here, as well as go to the devices section to configure settings like tap control and Bluetooth bandwidth. They'll also have the opportunity to access health tracking information such as steps, distance walked or ran, activity levels, wear time, and listening environments. They can even create personal goals for wear time and steps, making this a great option for patients to engage with their health and support a physically healthy lifestyle. Now, because health tracking is personal information, they will need to create an account to access, excuse me, this optional information. And the login information that would be required is their name, their email, and the country that they live in. If they are not interested in accessing this information, they can absolutely bypass the registration process. You've probably heard someone at Phonak talk about well hearing is well being for quite a few years now. With Lumity, we are strengthening our focus on well hearing is well being to ensure that we are helping consumers to connect with the world around them. We recognize how hearing well can have a positive impact on those cognitive, social, emotional, and physical aspects of well being. And we do this by supporting speech understanding, reducing listening effort, and empowering those to be physically active. Now, with that, I thank you for choosing to join me today to learn about Phonak Lumity. If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to your Phonak field team, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.